Hello and welcome back to the Nasty Metal production channel here at YouTube, and welcome to, of course, another Metaltober 2020 video. Now, today's topic, of course, is rock and metal music videos that feature horror icons slash characters. Now, of course, I have at least chosen about 4 videos to at least showcase in this video. So, without further ado, let's get right in to the video. Number 4, Smoking in the Boys' Room from Motley Crue. Now, while this is definitely not a horror-led music video, but it does, again, just like as the title says, it does feature, in a way, kind of an icon, which is, of course, Michael Berryman, who is best known for, of course, playing the character Pluto in both the original Hills Have Eyes and, of course, the Hills Have Eyes Part 2. Yes. So, as far as his role in this music video, he definitely tends to more play the role, at least, of the principal, and with, of course, with a bad fucking wig, and for the most part of the music video, he's pretty much just holding this damn puppet, and along with the, and is being, I think, being walked around at least, but by this guy who I swear almost, I don't know, it's absolutely ridiculous. But the thing is, the whole basis of this fucking music video is the fact that it starts off, of course, with this kid who definitely drops his fucking homework and is definitely being now terrorized by this dog, and then, of course, it ends up being bad news. Gets this, of course, ends up being has to visit the principal, which, of course, again, played by Michael Berryman here. And then, of course, goes into the bathroom and, well, is just, I guess, looking around. But he probably went in there to probably take a smoke because, again, it's cover. And right from there, we get, of course, our typical 80s or MTV style fucking, well, bad, cheesy special effects. And that's where, of course, just leads to the rest of it, where, again, the whole school's now just treated as a big nightmare. Absolutely cheesy for 1985. And, of course, again, you would just see more of Michael Berryman and talking to his puppet, looking, of course, in the TV screening room. And so it's pretty much just as cheesy as you can get. But the main reason this music video is pretty much featured in here is because of Michael Berryman of The Hills Have Eyes, and of course featured in other various TV shows and films and so on. So there you go. There's, of course, Smoking in the Boys' Room. Their cover of the Brownsville Station song is number 4. Number 3, Leatherface from Law's Rocket. Now, definitely a little different from, of course, the Motley Crue track, because this one is at least promoted for, of course, the film Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Part 3. It is in some ways was to promote the film, and while the only thing that's kind of at least, I guess, a little disappointment, at least at first, for this is that there isn't any actual inclusion of course, Leatherface. The only difference, I think, with at least of Leatherface being actually featured in the video, besides just being scenes taken from the film that it's promoting, is that I think we actually tend to see a silhouette. And of course, most of the music video, it's out in the fucking desert here, again, middle of nowhere, and of course, again, it's a silhouette with, of course, our person holding a chainsaw, probably giving the idea that it's Leatherface, but that's the only time of actually, I guess in some ways, of any indication of Leatherface actually being at least being in the music video sessions here. Because, again, for the rest of the video, it's mostly scenes taken from, of course, the film Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. So, again, most of the band, they're just playing in the desert and so on. They're just in the middle of nowhere. That's all it is. And again, just scenes from the film. Definitely more of a more low budget style music video in some ways. Kind of, I don't know. That's the way I look at it. I know that may not be the case. I think for this time, it was probably seen as like, whoa, fucking groundbreaking. I mean, most thrash metal bands at this time, they always had to record their music videos out in some located area in either the U.S. or some part of the country. You know, they at least let's record. Sometimes they'll even record it inside some destroyed, broken down barn, or they're either recording it in some broken down house, or a construction site, or anywhere. They're just any area that just seems cool. Maybe a fucking junkyard. You know, that was kind of the theme for at least thrash metal music videos. This one, on the other hand, is kind of the same thing, but the thing is, it's being also used to promote the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 film, with, of course, again, with the scenes from the film being added into the film. So that's kind of the only reason why it's definitely featured in this video, and it's only the actual indications of course, of Leatherface being featured in the music video here is, again, only a la scenes and only for a little while there in silhouette. So there's, of course, Leatherface from Law's Rocket at number 3. Coming in at number 2 is The Man Behind the Mask from Alice Cooper. Now, kind of just like the Law's Rocket music video for Leatherface, this is pretty much the only stuff that is at least of Jason Voorhees in the music video here is just all scenes from, of course, the Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. It's all scenes from at least being featured in the video, and again, as far as the plot of the music video, well, this one, it's pretty much just, at least this is, I think this person, again, definitely trying his best to look like Alice Cooper, is basically just, again, going to the theater to at least see Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, and that's where we get to see our Jason here in the music video is just on the screen in the theater, and not really just, again, not the person, whoever is playing, who's under the Jason Voorhees costume and so on in the music video. It's just all scenes. And again, also for the most part in the music video, Alice Cooper is, of course, sitting in his throne. The only thing that does kind of at least give you indication of at least also Voorhees in the video is towards the end, where Alice Cooper, of course, turns around, I think, in his chair, and of course has the hockey mask. That's the only other part as well. So for the most part, this is definitely just, again, more of your typical, I guess, at this point, Alice Cooper music video, but with just scenes from the film, to also in many ways also to promote the film Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. At least compared to the Law's Rocket video, this one at least had more production, had more, at least some more thought put into the video than just, again, the band just playing out in the middle of the desert. Here, it's at least got more of a story and more of a theme to the video, to at least the music video here. But again, the only stuff we get to see from Jason Voorhees is just scenes taken from the movie. So there you go. Definitely a classic music video for definitely a track that I have a bit of a sweet soft spot for. So there you go. That is The Man Behind the Mask at number 2 from Alice Cooper. Alright, at number 1, well, you should have guessed it. It's, of course, Dream Warriors from Dokken, which, of course, was to promote the Nightmare on Elm Street film, Dream Warriors, which was the third film in, of course, the long-winded franchise for, of course, the Nightmare on Elm Street series. And now, the only thing that is different between this one, I mean, it might be at times similar to, of course, to the Alice Cooper video, but the thing is, the difference with this is Robert Englund is, of course, actually reprising the role of as Freddy Krueger, which is also in giving the indications. If you have ever seen any of the photo shoots, at least from this music video, there's actually a pretty good Dokken photo with, of course, Robert Englund dressed as Freddy Krueger, again, just hanging or standing right next to the band. There's a pretty cool photo out there of that. And the thing is, this one does have at least a bit of story. While there are some scenes from the film, but I think for the most part, they actually did they did some work on this music video. They did some work with this one. I mean, the beginning of the music video, if you ever seen the Dream Warriors film, it starts off kind of same, but instead of our character, of course, I believe it's Patricia Arquette's character, is instead of building the house, it's actually, again, I think building at least the house instead of, I think, out of, sticks and stuff. It's actually being built out of the band photos and, of course, the logo and so on of Dokken. So that's definitely, and of course, heading into it, it seems to start off the same as the film. But again, there's a lot of differences with the music video. Instead, we see again more the members of Dokken, whether it be Mick Brown, either drumming inside a damn furnace, or it's either George Lynch and Jeff Pilson either playing down at least more of the boiler room, or we have again Don Dokken singing at another area, the whatever hell that is in the dream world there. And of course, actually, we do get to see Freddy in the video, so we get to see every bit of this. This is just for at least a video that is to promote the film. This is part of the best, highest quality production of the whole. Of all these music videos I at least showed in this video, this is one with the best production, with the definitely the best story. It's almost definitely at times even like a mini film, because again, just of the characters being and at least from the film being in the music video here, and it's again almost the same plot, but again just with Dokken inserted into it, and it's cheesy, but for what it is, it actually works, and it definitely works to a lot of the songs' advantage. It's definitely, to me, one of the best music videos for at least for any horror movie franchise. It's a great music video on that kind of level. And I love also, one of the great things about the ending of this music video is that instead of this being Patricia Arquette's nightmare, this was all along Freddy's nightmare. No pun intended. This was his nightmare, and he, of course, just wakes up at this fucking doll. And again, it's just Robert Englund. The thing is, you have to give it to or at least Robert Englund. The character may have not been close to at least being as terrifying as at least in the first film, even to some extent, even in the second film. But as far as the goofy stuff, Robert Englund definitely owned the character for sure. He definitely embodied every bit of the character, his charisma, his whole personality. It all inked into the character, and only Robert Englund was ever able to really pull off at least Freddy Krueger. Again, if you were to able to give the goofy stuff at least of this character to any other actor, it would not work. It would not work at all. But with Robert Englund, it fucking worked. And just this music video is the biggest prime example of why it worked the best with Robert Englund here. Just a great ending to, again, to one of my all-time favorite music videos. And this was also the music video that turned me on to Dokken in the first place. And definitely, I was a fan ever since. So definitely, for sure, one of the main reasons why this is the very last music video on this on here. So there you have it. I hope you all enjoyed this. Every Thrash Sam out, and I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.